Hello and welcome to the Kismet Podcast. My name is Carina and today I'm having a chat with Harry Travers. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. How are you feeling?
A little nervous. This isn't I'm usually tucked away in the corner behind a computer, not in front of cameras. So yeah, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's a delight to have you. You're going to be great. I'm looking forward to jumping in and getting to know you a little bit. Before we get into everything, can you give us a brief rundown of what you do at Kismet?
Yep. So I'm a software engineer, which at Kismet, obviously being like a pretty small company, means a lot of things. Spend most of my time writing code, but also figuring out what to build is like a very big part of the job as well. Working with my teammates to review other people's code, testing, all that sort of stuff. So just building stuff in general.
Groovy. And how did you come to be a software engineer? You've got a more interesting background than I would expect, or maybe like a less linear journey into software engineering. Can you maybe give us a bit of a rundown about that?
Yeah, it was a bit roundabout. So when I started uni, I was in physics. And then when I got to my master's, I switched to mechanical engineering. I like really liked physics. I didn't love mechanical engineering. I kind of did it for reasons that I kind of like regret now. But
Okay.
got to the end of it, and like towards the end of my degree, I had to take a subject in computer science, just like one programming subject. And yeah, I just loved it immediately. Just really clicked with the way that my brain works, and kind of had this thought that got to the end of my degree, and I had a couple of different options of like what I could do afterwards. And one of them was to basically teach myself how to code, like after uni had finished, and just spend my spare hours like learning what I needed to do to get my foot in the door for software engineering. So probably spent like 3 years doing that while I was working in like a tech adjacent job. So I did have the chance to like practice a little bit of what I was learning on the job. But like studied a lot in my own time. Got to the point where I was kind of like semi-confident enough to apply for a couple of roles. I think I got turned down a couple of times, but applied at Explore, which is for those at home, is Mark Woodland's first company.
Yep.
And Matt Ellis, who's the current CTO here, he was the person hiring for the team. And yeah, he took a chance on me for some reason. I didn't have any qualifications, so I don't know why he did. So yeah, that was my first job. And yeah, the rest is history. I'd been loving it ever since. Spent some time at Explore, obviously. Jumped over to Amazon for a couple of years and been at Kismet for the last 2 years now.
So why do you feel like you regret choosing mechanical engineering? Why did you switch from physics?
I like loved physics and math like growing up. So I studied that because I was passionate about it, and I had like a vague plan I just thought I would continue doing that. Like after I finished my master's, I always thought I would go and do a PhD and work in a lab or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
In research?
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah,
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do when I left school. And then, I don't know, I didn't like really know, I didn't know a lot about like life at uni or after uni, because I didn't really know anyone that had been to uni apart from my teachers in high school, I guess. I would tell people like what I was doing, and they'd be like, what are you going to do with that degree? Like the job title physicist doesn't really exist outside of academia. I would kind of get these shocked looks that would be like, if the academic thing doesn't work out, like you're going to be like unemployed and you're not going to be able to do anything with this degree, which looking back is stupid, right? I'm sure I would have been fine if I kept going down that path. But yeah, I don't know. In the end, it kind of, I just thought to myself, like, maybe I should do something more practical. And mechanical engineering is like, still involves a lot of like the hard sciencey stuff that I liked. Like there's math, there's physics, there's chemistry involved in it. So I thought, this is like a more applicable version of the stuff that I'm really passionate about. And I'm going to be able to get a job at the end of it. So yeah, made the decision to switch over, and it was still really good. Like I still learned a lot of interesting things, and I made some great friends, and I had some really good times at uni as well. But I didn't have that like passion for it, Like I used to love learning about the fundamental laws of the universe. Like I just could lose myself in that for days. Didn't have that with mechanical engineering. So I kind of got to the end of the degree, and ironically, because I did it for job purposes, I got to the end and I was like, I don't want to do this,
Yeah,
So
interesting.
I just kind of like said to myself at that time, if you have the opportunity to do like the pragmatic thing or the thing that you like actually enjoy doing, I'm not going to choose the former. I'm going to do the latter, like going forward. So yeah, it's not so much that I regret it, like, because I got a good lesson out of it, made heaps of friends, and it all turned out okay, like professionally. So not furious at myself or anything for it, but yeah, like just a good lesson to learn, I think.
It's a lot of pressure, isn't it? When you're figuring out what you want to do and you've got other people's opinions and what they think you should do. It's difficult to wade through, hey?
It is. And like when you're young, I don't know, like you just don't know what you're doing generally. I feel like when you're like 20, 21, I'm an idiot. You know, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it is a lot of pressure. And like the good thing is you can always go back, I guess, like if you want.
Sure.
But,
and education is always an investment. It's always an investment. It's never wasted. There's always something to be learned from it, regardless of if it's the thing that you're using to pay your bills or if it's who you are in your life. There's stuff to learn.
Yeah, 100%. I learned so much in that period. It wasn't wasted time, and like for that exact reason. Like there's so much that I took away from it that I still use today, but it is just a lot of pressure.
It's tricky. So you were doing a tech job on the side when you were at uni, and that's how you kind of made your way into software engineering, or how did that sort of work out?
So when I was coming to the end of my mech eng degree, I kind of like vaguely had three options in mind. One was I had a PhD lined up, which I could have taken, but I think if you're going to do a PhD in something, you've got to
you got to
really enjoy it. Yeah. And that was kind of the route that like people around me were like, you should do that because like being a doctor in something is good and like it looks impressive or whatever. But I don't know, it just didn't feel quite right. But I considered that. The other option was, obviously, as I said, like I kind of regretted leaving physics. So I also considered going back and doing another master's in physics. But yeah, I know. It's
so much uni.
I know. Yeah. I just spent 5 years studying and I was like,
dude,
these cheeses. So
take a break, just a hot second, give yourself a chance. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was option 2. Option 3 was I applied at a job. So like, as I said, like I knew that I was like vaguely interested in software engineering and I'd kind of like read all these stories online of the kind of people who are in my position who they'd studied something, I don't know, history or something. And then they realized that they liked computer science and they didn't have a degree and they didn't want to go back to uni for it, but they just taught themselves in their own time and managed to like get their foot in the door kind of like through a back channel. So I got offered a job in like a tech consultancy in their like data team, which is obviously not software engineering, but got to, you know, dig around in databases a lot. I ended up using it as a way to automate like any part of my job, which is funnily enough like what I do now mostly. I would like write some Python script or something that would save me a few hours a day. And I just ended up trying to practice all this coding stuff that I was learning on the side, like on this job. So yeah, I took that with the view that eventually I would get into an actual engineering job. I was like, I'll just keep teaching myself stuff and learning on the job until I can actually jump ship. So yeah, did that for like 3 years, a lot of hours like before and after work, like learning stuff. And then yeah, eventually, as I said, like Matt gave me a chance for some reason.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're very lucky.
How good. And so you were at Explore for 2 years, right?
Yep.
And then you moved into Amazon. And what was that like? That's a huge, like there's no bigger company really apart from Google. Hey, like that's sort of as big as it gets.
Yeah, it was good. My goal was to get into software. And then when I got that, I was like, all right, I need a new goal now. As someone who has no experience and no idea about like what they're doing, there's just this kind of like vibe in the industry that I was picking up on that the best thing that you could do was go to one of these big technology companies. So I had like a goal in mind from the time I started Explore. I was like, one day I'm going to go work at, like Google or Amazon or Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Not for any particular reason other than I just really wanted to be the best at what I did. And I had the impression that the best way to do that was to go to one of these places where they're working with all this crazy technology. They tend to hire like pretty good people. So it was like long term, maybe in like 5 or 10 years or something, like that's where I'll go. I got there quicker than I thought I would because a recruiter reached out.
And also you had best teacher in the biz, Matt Alice.
Yeah, and Matt Alice trained me up. He trained me up so good that it, that I
He was like, oh shit, it was too fast. Come back.
Oh God. Yeah, so I like went there and it was really good. Like I learned a lot. I learned so much. But I think the thing that I really like about software development is just being able to build things quickly and in a pretty like unconstrained manner. The thing I loved about working at Explore and the thing I really like about working at Kismet is some business problem will show up. You can just go and solve it with whether it's code or like talking to people in CX or whatever it may be. Like you can just kind of go away and do it. There's like very few guardrails in place that like stop you from doing stuff. which makes sense because they're startups, right? What's Kismet now? Like 3 years old. You're trying to get your foot in the door in the market, like you're moving quickly. Whereas like in a place like Amazon, if you use something from Amazon, it needs to work, right? So every time we needed to make a code change, like it needs to go through layers and layers and layers of like checks and feedback loops and security testing and stuff. And that was awesome stuff to learn. Like I learned a lot about like how to build systems that don't just fall over when people come and use them. But it did make me a little restless. I was like, I do kind of miss just banging on the pipes and seeing what happens a little bit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
coding in a more reckless fashion. So learned a lot, but yeah, I did miss just like cranking out code a little bit. Yeah.
I would love to understand a little bit more. You get into Explore, you had this goal to become a software engineer. You get this job, you're working with Matt. You're like, have this goal, want to work at a really big tech company. You get the goal, like you achieve the goal. How did that make you feel when you're quite new to the industry? Was it what you expected in terms of, I like set this goal, I've reached it. What was the reality of that like?
I'm happy it happened early because I saw it as this thing that would happen like 10 years down the line.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know, I think I have this tendency to like build up a picture of what my life's going to be like when I get to this magical thing that I've imagined. And I was like, I'm going to be at like the pinnacle of my career or whatever. And it's going to be great. And my life's going to be set. And then I got there super quickly and I was like, this probably actually isn't really what I want, you know? And like, I think if I hadn't got it that early, I would have been like, always had this thing in the back of my head. I need to like go and work at one of these big companies, thinking that I would do all this amazing stuff and like learn all this like crazy stuff. And that's what would be good for my career. Not that it wasn't, and to be clear, like I had a great time at Amazon. I learned a lot. Like I'm not trying to like slander the guys.
We all love Amazon.
We all love Amazon. I love Jeff Bezos. But
sponsor our show.
yeah, I did kind of get there. And I remember thinking like, after a couple of years, I was like, this isn't exactly how I thought it would be. And I do miss the startup ecosystem a little bit. So happy that I got that experience early because it kind of helped me redirect my compass towards like where I actually wanted to go.
Yeah, great. And so generally with goals, how do you feel about them? You set them pretty regularly? Is that something you like to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I like having a direction where I'm going. This is probably a good example. I don't know if it's the right direction, but I'm pretty big on, if you don't set like a direction and know where you're kind of like heading, you're going to head in some direction anyway. So for me, it's just like just put your finger in the air and pick the vibe that you like. It doesn't have to be super deeply thought out or anything, but I like to like know where I'm going and like head in that direction. And then if I get halfway and I'm like, this is actually sucks, like I don't really like this, then that's fine, change. So yeah, I'm like constantly like doing that in many different aspects of my life.
Do you do anything like vision board stuff or journaling in that way? Or do you have like something like a visual reference or something tangible that you can see? Or it's mostly like it's in your head and you sort of plan it out in a more cerebral way?
Yeah, I do like journal a little bit. I have a bunch of like Google documents that I usually like every couple of months, I just write down what do I want to do. If it's stuff that I can like action on a day-to-day basis, I usually, it's going to make me sound like a nerd, but
you did study physics after all.
Yeah, but I'll create like a Google sheet and just write down, like just create this tracker basically. Here's the things that you need to do every day to like get to what you want to get to. For example, when I was like teaching myself to code, I had a few things that I wanted to do and I would just have a 3-month plan and be like, all right, you need to tick an hour a day, 5 out of 7 days of the week. And if you do that, then the compounding effect of all of those days will pay off in the end.
Right.
Because I think it's very easy to like just set something that you want vaguely, and then if you don't actually put in the work day to day, it's never going to happen. So yeah, kind of like 2 steps. I'll have a vague vision of like what I want, and then I'll try to break it down into what can I do like daily or weekly.
Yeah, cool. Love that. Yeah. And do you have goals outside of work stuff? Like do you have life goals outside of that you do a similar process for?
Yep. I do this for like fitness things. So like, you know, if it's like gym stuff or like running stuff, I've usually do the same thing for that. One thing I'm trying to do this year, which I've been trying to do for like 10 years and it hasn't worked, is learn Danish because my partner is Danish. So
how's it going?
Not good. But that's about to change because there is a uni course that I can do online that teaches you Danish, which is good because this like Denmark has like 5 million people in it. So there's like no like good resources in Australia because there's just no Danish people in Australia.
Right. Okay.
So I've tried like Duolingo. I've tried just like tying myself to a desk and like beating it into my head. But
how'd that work out for you?
Yeah, it just didn't work. I've tried to like white knuckle my way through it, but I need to do it. Like I need to do it at some point. So I'm going to try that. That starts in like a month. So I just want to be able to like have like a very basic conversation by the end of the year.
Great. How'd you meet your girlfriend? Partner? Is she girlfriend?
Yeah, girlfriend.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you meet?
Just at a bar.
In Melbourne?
Yeah, at
good.
rooftop at what's it called? Cookie.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
So good. How very
Yeah.
early 2000s of you.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Showing my age.
How good.
Yeah, just met there at a rooftop bar one day. She was doing exchange over here. So we hung out for like 6 or 7 months, and then we did long distance for a little bit while she went back to Canada to finish her degree. And then, yeah, she came over afterwards and she's been living here ever since.
How good.
Yeah.
How'd you manage that? It's a tricky thing. The intercontinental
Yeah, it's
relationships are really hard.
kind of sucked on one hand, but we were pretty lucky in that we were able to, I think we did it for like nearly a year, but we managed to see each other every 3 months or so.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, which was good. So like I went over there and like I spent a Christmas in Denmark, and Camilla came over here twice, I think. So it was hard. Like
it's hard.
I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm happy we did it.
Yeah. So the goal is to be able to be conversational for you, like with her family, or just generally so that you're like, no, my partner, she is Danish. I want to make sure that I have an understanding of this, that I can chat.
Yeah. Like one part of it is just like I feel like an idiot because Camilla speaks like 5 languages, I think.
Wow.
And I can like barely speak English, so like I just like I just want to learn it just because I just don't like that fact.
Yeah.
But eventually, I don't know when we'll do this, but we are planning to go to live in Denmark at some stage.
How good.
Because obviously that's where Camilla's from, and if we have kids, like they should be exposed to that half of their parents' culture as opposed to just Australia. So one day I'm going to go there and like I'm going to have to speak it. So I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve, basically.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Putting in the work for future you.
Yeah. And I don't know if like, I mean, Camilla's family, when they're together, they could be saying anything about me. So I'm curious about that as well.
I want to make sure that you've got the good vibes from her family.
Yeah. But they speak Russian as well, which is hard. So I might have to
wow.
learn 2 languages. Otherwise, they can just keep talking behind my back in a different language. So there's a long road ahead of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some big goals.
Big goals.
It's exciting, but bloody hell, a lot of steps involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you speak any other languages?
I sadly don't. I learned Italian in primary school, but
Oh, cool.
you know, so I can sing Happy Birthday.
Nice.
And I did French in high school, and I was like, okay, for a second, it disappeared out of my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. I went to Paris in 2019, and I was so excited, and I panicked.
Really?
And I panicked, and I couldn't. And I did Duolingo before going for about 3 or 4 months because
Yeah.
I just really wanted to be able to order a croissant and a coffee in French. I just felt like that was really important. And I did the whole, you know, order, and then they would speak back to
That's
me
the
in
thing, when
English,
they-
which was so
Yeah.
humbling.
It's all good until they reply.
I was like,
You're
oh,
like,
come on. And
"Ah."
I would be in the line. I'd be out the front. I'd be going over it. I'm like, okay, this is how I say it. This is how I say it. This is how I say it. And then they'd look at me and they would ask me, and I'd panic and I would fumble through, and then they would answer me in English. And it was, I don't want to say humiliating, but it definitely knocked my confidence down
Yeah.
a few pegs.
I feel like French people judge you as well when like they're like, oh, fine. Like,
To be fair, like judge away. I was not prepared enough, but it is one of my, I do say dream and I should say goal, because if it's a goal, then I will put more structure towards actually achieving it. But I would love to live and work in France and be able to be fluent in the language. I just think it's so baller to be able to just whip out like a different language.
Yeah, it's a flex.
It's such a flex.
Look how smart I am.
For real. Like the fact that Camilla has 5 languages under her belt, like, fuck, that's cool.
I know. Yeah. And I'll be like trying to like learn it, and she'll just be like mumbling under her breath, like, you idiot. Like, it's like, why can't you do this?
I'm so sorry. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Harry, you seem pretty confident to me as a person in the world. And I'm curious. You do, yeah. And I'm curious, like, do you have like a story that maybe you've told yourself about yourself that maybe holds you back? Because you seem like a pretty high achieving guy, like smart person, went to uni, wanted to study physics, changed mechanical engineering. Like, that's not a usual sort of direction, I would imagine. Like you have to be pretty smart and pretty like clued in to be able to go that direction.
I don't know about that.
And I'm just curious, like, is there something that, you know, maybe you haven't gone ahead with because you're like, oh, maybe that's not the best thing to do, or?
Yeah, like something that has held me back is just like, it's going to sound corny, but like not stopping to smell the roses a little bit.
Yeah.
I do a lot of thinking about where I'm going and why I'm doing it and trying to be good at what I do. And that extends to my hobbies and stuff as well. It's like if I do something, I want to like really nail it. But that can kill the enjoyment out of things like very quickly. And especially if you don't nail it, you end up like, you can end up like hating things that you used to like really enjoy because you just so happen to have a bad day with it.
Yeah.
So something I've tried to do as I get older is just like, yeah, if you have a hobby, it's okay to just
be shit at it.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like my like I've taken up like golf over the last couple of years and I like really like it. And I'm like, you know, you're too shit to be mad. Like if you have a bad day, that's like one reason I've really enjoyed golf because I'm a mad cricketer. Like I've played cricket my whole life. I love it. But like put myself under a lot of pressure with it a few years ago, like when I was in my like late teens, early 20s, and it really kind of like killed the enjoyment out of it a little bit. I've gotten back to like really enjoying cricket at this point, but it's just good to have like a new hobby where I'm like, yeah, like, you know, if you fuck this up, like who cares? Like,
yeah.
As long as you're having a good time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
Because it seems to me that the direction maybe that you've headed in, it's very outcomes based, right? Like you have to be, you can't just kind of skate along, I wouldn't think, in like a mechanical engineering world. Like you sort of have to, like a C's get degrees, I imagine doesn't really fly in that industry in the same way. And so, yeah, that would be tricky if it's bleeding into other things like playing cricket on the weekend or, you know, community cricket. Yeah. Like no one's representing Australia. You know, it's not the Ashes.
Maybe you never know. I reckon I'm only 20 consecutive centuries away from making it. Yeah, the dream lives on. But no, you're right. You're 100% right. And even with work, I've had periods where I've taken my work like probably too seriously and I'll spend 70 hours a week like writing code and then you miss having dinner with your friends or going to the movies or something. And when you start missing that stuff, I get sad because I haven't seen anyone in a week. What am I doing? Like, what's the point of working if you're not going to spend the money and the time that gives you afterwards to do things that you enjoy? So yeah, that's always been a little bit of a balance that I've had to like work on like over the last few years.
Do you think you found a good balance?
Much better at it now. Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why I like love my job at the moment because I still work hard. But yeah, I think I'm like much better at trying to like get happiness from many different aspects of life rather than kind of like just throwing yourself all in on one thing. Yeah. It's
tricky because if it all goes to shit tomorrow, then it's tied to who you are as a person.
Exactly.
It can be a really tricky thing to navigate. Hey.
Yep. Spot on. Yep. Yep. I agree completely.
Golly. We're solving the world's problems today.
I know. Is this what it usually goes like? Or is this...
It just sort of depends.
I feel like, I feel like I'm bored down the vibe.
No, not at all. Well, I do want to have a chat to you about what you are watching because I do have a note in here that you recently watched Pluribus.
Yes.
Now, there may be spoilers, so I just want you to prepare yourself. How do you feel about that show? I have thoughts. I want to know your thoughts.
I really like it. I like one thing about Vince Gilligan's shows. I had this with Better Call Saul in particular. Is
you watched that? You were a Breaking Bad guy as well.
Yeah, I loved Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I mean, who didn't?
I didn't watch it, dude.
What?
I got to tell you, I got to maybe episode 2. Back in the days when like DVDs were a thing. Like I rented the box set from Blockbuster, and I got to episode 2 where they were dissolving a person in a bath. And I was like, I couldn't stomach it. And I was like, this shit could be happening next door and I would rather be oblivious.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't handle it. It was all way too real.
That's a good point. Yeah. It's because like they don't do violence often in the show, but when they do it, it's like very visceral and gory and like full on.
It for real felt like it could be happening like within my city block. And it was too dark.
It's too dark. Close to home.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So you're a big what's the guy's name again? Something Sullivan?
Vince Gilligan.
Yeah. You're a fan of his then?
Yeah, I just like I like the way that I like his cinematography firstly, and secondly, I kind of like how I think some people hate this about Pluribus, but I like how he would just like film very mundane life activities. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that phone message
It was
that like
so good.
plays like over and over again. And they'll just like that scene will go for like 2 minutes and she'll just be like pouring a whiskey and just like gazing out the window or whatever. And I kind of like that. A lot of TV now, I think, is there's just like something happening
It's
like
the
all
TikTok
the time.
trend. It's
exactly.
the like keeping people interested,
Yep.
like making sure that the shots are interesting enough so that people want to keep scrolling.
Yeah, 100%. And I kind of like something that where it can like, it almost lets it breathe a little bit. So I really like that side of it. And I'm generally like, I'm a pretty big science fiction fan in general. So I enjoy the question that the show is asking as well. In saying that, maybe it's a little bit slow, maybe. I don't know. Like occasionally I'm like, all right, loving that you're letting this breathe, Vince, but let's get along.
It's just like, a little less breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I like really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Such a unique show. Are you a Rick and Morty guy?
I was until season 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Rick and Morty, the Unity episode.
Oh, yeah.
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 So my husband was like, so it's like Unity. Like
It is
this
like
episode of Rick
Unity.
and Morty. And I was like, yeah, I guess. Because I was like,
Yeah.
I've never, the whole concept of like one organism isn't something that I've really like consumed any media around.
Okay.
And he was like, people have kind of trod this path before. I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I just really, first of all, I think she's brilliant. The actress
Rhea Seehorn?
she's so good.
Yeah, she's great.
She's so unlikable. Like
Yeah,
the
she
character
is.
is so unlikable.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of moments where I was like, man, I really want to be on your side, but you're really making it hard.
Yeah,
Like, which I
agreed.
know is the point. But the thing that just that stressed me out and really I feel like it felt very dark was when one of the people, I forget the character's name. I should have written it down, but she's in the village with her family. She's the only one out of her family who hasn't
Oh,
been,
yeah.
overtaken by the virus or whatever. And so she's in this village and she's there and she decides to become part of the,
Yep.
part of the unity, part of the whole organism. And the like process and what's the word I'm looking for? The like
The ritual around it?
yes,
you know?
thank you. The ritual around it, and then it completely being done,
And then they just stop.
and then it just stops.
Yeah, it's creepy,
and
isn't it?
it's creepy as hell, dude.
Makes
And
your hair stand up.
it
like.
did, and like even just now, it like puts my hair on edge. And I each episode, I was thinking about it for so many days afterwards.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it really just like hung around.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. And on the Unity thing, something that like one of my friends pointed out to me that I've been thinking about is like, you know how everyone's using like, I don't want to turn this into an AI podcast because
Please, can we though? I have a question here about AI. Yeah.
I kind of see this at the moment. Whenever someone like wants to do something at work, they'll like pass it through like an AI filter first.
Mm-hmm.
And like if we're all using the same AI filter, then we all end up like thinking the same thing in the end,
Yep.
basically. So
Yep.
I think Vince Gilligan has said he didn't intend that to be like a message of the show, but I'm like, is this the way that we're going? Like, are we all just going to have the same opinion in 10 years because it's what like Claude said to have, you know? And
Well, we sort of already do, right? Like depending on your algorithm and like how you are consuming content on the internet, it is super easy to just be in a silo of
Yeah.
what your opinion is, how you think
100%.
about things.
the echo chamber and like,
Yeah, dude.
And like, like if you go on LinkedIn, like I swear it's,
Hit me with the LinkedIn.
I just swear it's 100% AI generated at this point.
So much
There
of
is
it
no
is,
human
yeah.
posting on there and there is no human commenting. Occasionally you'll see a human on there because they'll say something that's like clearly not AI. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
this dude's actually on LinkedIn. And I'm like, get away. Like,
Rogue.
what are we
Yeah.
yeah.
So you are reading something that I found really interesting. So you're reading a book called Clara and the Sun.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me about that?
It's about I'm only like 20% of the way through it, but it's about an AI robot that like befriends this sick little girl. Yeah, it's been really nice. The author of that book wrote another book called The Remains of the Day, which I absolutely love. So I went on to this one. Yeah, it's been really good. It's kind of like a little bit heart-wrenching. So I kind of like read a little bit and then I'm like, all right, I need to put this down. Otherwise I'm going to start like weeping. And like, so
Not a
it's-
good before bed book.
no, exactly. Yeah. So I need to like, I've been like spacing it out, which is why I'm only like 20% of the way through. But yeah, I'd recommend it. Like the author's great. I really like the way he writes.
There's a article that just came out in the Times about, I don't know if it's a specific state or if it's like the US in general, but they are running this initiative where they're putting AI robots in aged care facilities or with people who are much older who want to stay at home and they don't want to go into the aged care system yet. So a lot of like widows or widowers or folks who maybe didn't have a family and they're sort of living alone, and they've set them up with this AI robot. I feel so conflicted about it.
Yeah, no, me too.
It's like this one lady that they highlighted in this article, and it seems like it's been good for her.
Yeah.
And also, it's so fucking weird to me. Like, it's not human connection. It's not real life.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's weird because, like, a lot of the, like, I know, like, especially in aged care, like, so many people just, like, don't have anyone. So better to have, like, a robot than nobody.
I just feel like they're so ripe to get taken advantage of, though.
Yeah,
because
they're so
what
vulnerable.
happens if, like, somebody, what are they seeing? What are they hearing? What are they able to influence?
Yeah.
It makes me feel super weird.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want
agree.
my grandma having an AI robot.
I even worry about it with kids, just like the chatbots, right? I mean, you saw this when OpenAI shut down. I think the model was like 4.0 and you can't access it anymore, like through the web AI. And a heap of people freaked out because they saw it as a friend, including like young people. I mean, they're only going to get better, which means like the companionship side of things is only going to go up. So yeah, I think people who are vulnerable and don't have a lot of like human connection in their lives, as you said, it's weird. It's conflicting, right? Because like they have someone to speak to, but at the same time, like maybe it would be better to speak to a real person, and who knows what kind of things they're going to be saying. Yeah, it's hard.
Do you think we have created the object of our own demise? Do you think we're all going to be taken over?
I just don't know. I have no idea. I think about this a lot because I think software engineering is obviously there's so much happening in software engineering at the moment. I haven't written a line of code by hand this year. Wow. Yeah, I review everything and I give it very clear instructions about how to do it. But I think like some people who aren't in the engineering sphere don't understand how good these things are getting.
Yep.
And I'm like, am I going to be employed in 2 years? Or am I going to be like 10 times as good as at my job, even more powerful? And I don't know, you go on Twitter or whatever and you'll just see like 50% are in one camp and 50% are in the other, and they both have like very compelling arguments. And I think at this point I'm like, I'm just going to hope for the best. Like, there's no point worrying about it.
Go back to uni and be a researcher after all.
Yeah, but what can I research that's not going to get covered by AI? And that's when I start being like, maybe I just need to learn to be like a baker or something. But then I'm like, the robot's going to learn to make the bread as well. Like, what's going to be left for people? I speak to
a plumber, an electrician, like that sort of stuff's not going anywhere.
Maybe, yeah. It's funny because my parents were like, you have to go to uni and like make the most out of like your education and everything. And a lot of people who I grew up with were tradies, and I'm like, they're gonna have the last laugh, like I'm gonna get automated. But you're always gonna need a plumber. You're always gonna need an electrician. So yeah, maybe that is the way to go. But I'm terrible with my hands, so yeah. If I knock on your door and ask for you to give me plumbing services, say no. Like, yeah, if you've seen this, you've been warned. Yeah.
Oh, dude, AI chat, it's a stressful one.
Yeah.
I do want to know, so this podcast that you're listening to sounds really on brand for the small amount that I now know about you from our chat today. The rest is history. You said that they just did a great series on the Iranian Revolution.
It's fun. Yeah, cool. It's two like extremely tough, pithy English guys who like just take the piss out of each other the whole time.
Right.
But they're actually like really good historians as well. I was never like into history as a kid because I just hated like having to remember like a list of facts.
Yes. Okay.
But I really like it because they take it from like almost like a character development. There's so many interesting characters in history. Yeah. And they're like, this is what this guy was like, and this is like what's funny about him, and these are his flaws, and here's what he was good at. And it's this really like character driven story. And that's what like all of the series that they do are like. It's not as highbrow as it sounds. It's really good. I would
awesome.
Definitely recommend listening to it. I even went and saw their live show with Camilla like
fun.
At the start of this year, which was good.
What's a good gateway episode?
They did a series on JFK, which was really, really good.
Cool.
The Nazi Germany stuff is fascinating. I think they do like 4 or 5 episodes every year on, I think they started in like 1920-ish when Hitler started coming to power. And they, like do a Christmas special on that every year. And that is like super fascinating. So one of those two, I would say.
What is their stance on Marilyn on the JFK episode? Did they get into that? Because I for sure am in the camp of she was assassinated.
Oh, I honestly
time.
don't know anything about this.
Oh, it is sometimes like I don't want to say it's my Roman Empire, but but it comes up for me often.
So how did she overdose, right? Supposedly.
Well,
yeah.
Did she?
What's the?
I think the whole thing was a conspiracy because she knew way too much because she was in bed with JFK. So there was too much pillow talking happening there, and she knew too much, and she was too much of a liability.
Is there actual evidence that like? Is there anything that's like suggested that that could be credible?
Yes, but it's the U.S. government. Like he's the president of the United States, so that the stuff is going to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
Pretty well. But I was pretty hard into the Marilyn research a number of years ago, and I didn't really think much of it initially when I started to get into it. And then the more I read and the more I researched, I was like,
yeah,
this is.
So you think there might be something there?
I do. It's my allegedly, I should say, but
you just never know, do you? I mean, look at like, I mean, without getting into specifics, there's been some events that have happened like over the last couple of years, right? And like
so many events, Harry. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I know. And like now you just never know.
You never know.
You just never know.
And also, if friggin' what was that show called with Robin Wright? Shit. House of Cards.
Just gonna say Politics House. It's fucking terrible name for
Perfect.
a show.
No. I love it. The perfect creative direction. If House of Cards taught us anything, it's that crazy shit goes down.
Yeah.
Way more than we know about, which
agree.
of course we do know now, but
I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things. And
just
should I watch that, do you think?
House of Cards, you know what? I don't know if it's aged well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I find it conflicting because of Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Robin Wright is an absolute tour de force. She's brilliant.
She's a fucking legend, isn't she?
Unbelievable. She's just so good. She's so good in it. But yeah, look, you can kind of get the gist. You know, season one's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've watched it, but
it's hard with Kevin Spacey, isn't it? Because like I used to like love his acting. I'm like, this guy's such a good actor. But then I realized like some of the stuff that I really liked him in when he was kind of like a creep. I'm like, maybe that's just Kevin Spacey. Like Seven is like a classic film, you know. And I loved like The Usual Suspects when I was a kid, and he's just in these like classic films. But yeah, I don't know.
It's that tricky thing of like the art and the artist.
Exactly.
You know, where do you draw the line? That's
tough.
for another podcast to go into more detail on.
Kismet Conspiracy Podcast.
Yes, for real. Maybe we should have an offshoot. That'd be super fun.
Mark would love this.
He would.
Have you done one with Mark yet?
Not yet. I'm really excited. I think
You could talk to him about the ice wall and about Bigfoot. There's so many things that one will go for like 4 hours, I reckon.
100%.
That'll be like a Joe Rogan episode.
This has been such a fun chat. Is there anything that you would like to touch on or chat about? Any sort of big thoughts or feelings you want to get off your chest, Harry?
I don't know.
What should we be doing in the stock market?
I'm a boring investor.
Are you?
Yeah, just S&P. Okay. But I'm trying to buy a house, so I've just sold all my stocks, which...
Oh, was that scary?
Yeah, it's the whole thing's scary.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I think we're probably going to bid on our first house on...
Dude, that's exciting.
Saturday.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm shitting myself. And it's also annoying because I need to go and bid, and it's on Saturday, but I'm also in the second day of a cricket match. So I need to leave cricket for like an hour. I'm probably going to be standing like in this auction in my cricket whites, like covered in grass stains. Like people are going to be like, what the fuck? Who's this guy?
How good.
But it's very scary.
It's stressful.
Yeah. Do you have a house?
How good. We do. Yeah, we bought a townhouse at an auction.
Nice. Yeah.
So stressful.
Yeah.
I was stressed.
How many did you like bid on before you got that first one?
4 or 5.
Really? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
The very first one we went to went almost 130,000 over
It's
what
so
it had
annoying.
been advertised at. And I was like, well, this was a waste of my time. This was never going to be in our budget.
Dude, I know. Any real estate agents that are listening, can you stop doing that? We keep going to these inspections and we're like, oh, maybe they've been listed for like X, and then it'll like every time it goes for like 200K
Yeah.
over it. So I don't know if this is like, I thought it was illegal. Didn't they make some law that you can't?
They made it legal that they have to give you the pricing guide in Victoria anyway. They do not do that in Queensland.
So in Queensland, it's just like truly the Wild West.
Yep.
Like
you
far
put
out.
in like your base, maybe up to however much, say 1.5 or like 2 million, let's just say high rollers, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Like you
Wild.
could, it's unbelievable. So they'll list the like asking price or like offers over here in Victoria, but that
I think Queensland, they don't do that. I feel like in Queensland, like it's like the Texas of Australia. Like
in
you
so
can do
many
anything there.
ways. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I live there. But
Yeah.
it's pretty rogue in a lot of ways for
Yeah.
sure.
I love Queensland as well. I used to go to Cairns a lot.
Cairns is great.
Love it up there.
Yeah.
Like go to the casino in your thongs and like a singlet. Like it's just like everyone's so laid back.
Yeah.
I love Queensland.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Although I did just see that they have approved a Trump Tower on the Gold Coast. So it's bringing our,
Plot thickens.
I know,
We
it's
need
bringing our
to-
ratings down
We need to get the Kismet conspiracy podcast going, I think.
for real. That's
so
a
much
good
fertile
idea.
ground here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here today. I've got a couple more questions
Okay.
and I would love to know, well, we've already chatted about this, but your one goal for the next 12 months?
Danish is probably number one, I would say. Yeah.
Becoming conversational. I love that. And I would love to know, so in 5 years' time, where are you? What state or country are you living in? Where are you sitting? What are you eating? What are you wearing? Where do you think you are? I'm just curious. Paint me the picture.
I think I would like to be career-wise, I kind of want to get to the level that my boss, Matt Ellis, who's like one of the co-founders at Kismet, I kind of want to like technically get to where he is now, to the point where hopefully I'm still at Kismet at that point, but I would like to have the skills to be able to go out and do what he did if I wanted to do it. The ability to build something from the ground up and run the technical side of things. I just really respect that he's able to do he's one of the best software engineers in the world, and I'm super fortunate that I've been able to learn from him. So I would love to just be able to get up to that level and build whatever I want to build, whatever's next. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a house by that point.
Hell yeah. You will, for
If I'm
sure.
still going to auctions in 5 years,
Oh,
I'll
fuck.
probably give up. I think we'll probably still be in Australia at that point, but I think like a move would be on the horizon at some point in the next 5 to 10 years. So could be in Denmark. I'd like to be, what else? I'd like to be really good at golf at that point. I think I'm coming into the twilight of my cricketing years because it just takes up so much time.
Yeah.
And especially if I like happen to have a couple of kids, like I just don't think that's going to fly. So yeah, I've like really started to enjoy golf over the last year or so. So I would like to be, just playing golf. I'd like to be fit and strong and healthy, still hanging out with my friends, having a good time. I don't know.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so it's your 40th birthday. Your nearest and dearest are there, all your best people, and they get up. Yep, they get up to give speeches about you. What do you want the through line to be? What do you hope that they are thinking and saying about you?
First and foremost, probably just someone who's kind and nice, and probably also someone who can help people through tough times. I think that's something I like pride myself a lot on. And probably like also someone you can have fun with. Like I like having a good time with my friends. So like I want them to be able to like have a cheeky beer with me and, like fuck around a little bit. Like,
Love it.
Yeah. So if they could say I was nice and I helped them and that I'm like fun to hang out with, I would be stoked.
And a good guy to have a beer.
Yes. Yes.
Love it.
That'd be good.
And what about baby Harry? What do you, if you could kind of knock on the door of 10-year-old Harry, what would you say?
Follow your gut and just follow your instincts and buy Bitcoin. What else? Be nice. Yeah, that's really it.
I
don't
love
know.
it. I think the buy the Bitcoin one is truly, that's the way to
Sell
go.
it in 2024.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Don't hold on for too long.
Ride that high, baby.
I think like just follow your gut is the biggest thing. Yeah, I reckon I think your instincts usually tell you more than you think they do. Yeah, and just be nice to people.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
What about, do you have one? What's your answer to that question?
Oh my gosh. Gosh. Oh, God, it is a bit of a,
Yeah,
it's a
hard,
big one,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah, the
Far
tables have turned, yeah.
Oh, gosh, look at you.
I feel so powerful.
Oh, it's fun, right?
Yeah, I love this.
Gosh, I think that things are going to look different. I would tell baby me or young teenage me that things are going to look different to how I planned them. But that is okay. That this big idea that I have for my life, it's so great to have that idea, but the reality of it is different. And the reality of it is better in so many ways.
Yeah, cool.
But not be scared for it to look different.
Yeah, embrace change.
Yeah, hell yeah.
One of
That's
Kismet's
it.
values. I think. Is it? That's a great message, I think.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try and I don't know, do some meditation and
We need to get you on the other side of the
baby me.
mic one day and get someone to interview you.
maybe.
Who could it be though?
I think Mark has potentially, he's like, I want to chat to you. I was like, okay.
I could ask you the most rogue shit.
He would though, I know. And I wouldn't be able to prep for any of it, which would stress me out. Oh man. Harry, this has been so lovely. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yay.